Hi guys, beautifuls and beloveds. They followed me into the bathroom. Did you hear that?
No.
They followed me. I went, had a little pee-pee break. I went to the bathroom and they followed me, but not in here. They weren't in here. They're up there and followed me. It was so strange. I don't even know what time it is, but wait, let me look. It's a little late for somebody to be up. It sounds like they're fully dressed too, because they're, it sounds like a woman's weight. I know. I'm a dancer and a teacher, or a dance teacher. I can tell weight and distribution based on how people travel on the floor. And men have a different, men walk more like this, and you can hear the difference between this kind of a walk, and I'm exaggerating of course, between a woman's, you get it, right, walk. So I find that interesting. Hold on a second. Is this on? I can't tell. Yes, it is. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, my beginning. So I'm back at the beginning after having survived all that, and you know, the little sweet little anecdotal stories that go on behind the scenes that you might not even think about. Well, sure, when you meet somebody, you don't kind of, I don't think you do anyway, try to figure out all these little anecdotal stories that they might have had just to get to where they are to meet with you. Unless they share it right, or unless you were a part of it or saw it. And we human beings contain and experience a lot of information, and we have to process it. There's a lot going on in a day, especially here. Oh boy, our days are very exciting, let me put it that way. We never know, although we've come to expect it's going to happen at this point. Oh, you know what? I need to release these little puppies because they're hurting now. I just wanted my feet to get used to these beauties again, but it's too much for them right now, so I'm going to set them free. Just heads up, Google phone, we are recording this. This is not for sale, and if you sell it, my homies are gonna let me know where it is if I don't find it, and you're gonna get busted. It's copyright material. I love the spacers. I haven't been able to find this exact kind. Whoa, there we go. Kind again. I know it's out there. I haven't really been focusing on it. And these seem to do really good for me, right? Dancers, say amen if you know what I'm talking about. I like to use, I'm not gonna say the name brand. I gotta wait and see who my friends really are in the corporate world, and I'm starting to find out who they are. So, you know what, I'm not doing a plug for you until we're sure. I gotta wash these, they're so yucky. But, you know, these little toe pads, there's so many different brands. They're all good. I really don't favor one over the other. This is nice, but they used to use meat, you know, raw slabs of steak, and that was their padding. Cotton, they used all sorts of things. Still use whatever. It's up to you. Do whatever. Oh God, they hurt. And as your feet get older, you need more padding. That's the way of it. So I'm gonna do a little DanceWarrior dance tip. So if you have little young babies at your teaching point, well, they can't be too young. What is it now that they start at 10? You gotta be careful because they're still developing, you know, bone structure and everything like that. I made my own little makeshift point shoes with blocks from, my dad was a builder, carpenter, developer. So I used my brother's tube socks, you know, the ones that had the little stripy things, gym socks or whatever. And then I put wood blocks about this big. Obnoxious, I know, I was a little girl. And I would wrap them. And have slippers on, socks. It's hilarious. It's the things we do as kids, right? But, yeah. And so I would dance like that. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys something that really saved my feet. And if you're just starting on point, or if you're teaching people just starting on point, see if this helps them. It really saved my feet. Using toe spacers are really good. You know, you don't want to develop bunions, right? Where, can you see this? Wait, how am I going to do this?
Yeah, your feet are in the frame.
Here?
That foot's in the frame.
Okay, so you don't want these little bones, they're pretty big, popping out, and you don't want this kind of a thing happening. So my feet, you know, they're very, very straight. No problems. Because I learned this as a little girl. I actually wanted to go on point at some point. And my trainers, as a young little girl, they told me, A, get your feet really flexible, your toes, and can you see this too? I can't tell.
Yes.
So you use your fingers and you stretch the spaces between your toes, and it helps alignment. And then you clasp, like you're clasping somebody's hand, you're holding your best friend's hand or your spouse or your boyfriend or girlfriend's hand, and you kind of grip it like that and you strengthen it. See, I have a problem with my toes. I don't know where this came from, but they kind of like hammer toe. And then I have like Barney Rubble toes. You know how they flip up, or you know, cartoon princess toes where they just flip up very either Flintstone-ish or very princessy. I don't know which way it goes. So when I point my toes, it doesn't matter how straight I get my toes. See this? This isn't even curved that much, but this just goes up. I have no, it was also broken too, which probably has a play in this. It knuckles. I can't, no matter how straight. See, this is nice and straight, but my toe points up there. So sometimes in my pictures, it looks like that. And it's like, what am I going to do about that? I've tried. I've had people try to say, strengthen your toes, and my toes are stronger, but they just don't, especially on this side, if they don't go straight. You do what you can, you work with what you got. But that, my friends, toe spacers, especially when you're dancing on point, that helps. Spreading them out, because it aligns, this, you know, realigns the bones, and this just always got my toes strong. And that's what I did. Fun little things. And as a little girl, I'm sure it looked adorable. As an adult, it probably looks like, ew, why are you touching your feet? But it feels really good. And it hurts at the same time to stretch them out like this. And oh my God. Shake hands. Yeah, you do this, you want to make sure you wash your hands before you go out in public and shake somebody's hands. Oh, gross. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm just being down to earth, you know, raw, real, sometimes stupid. Raw, real, uncensored in every way, shape, and form of that term. Okay. But that's been my reality. Now look, ask yourself this question. What would you do in my position if you started hearing this stuff? Your real life stories and stuff, and they're like, wait a second, that's mine. I only shared this with this person. Only my family knows this. You're gonna start like, well, you might falsely accuse somebody, saying, why did you share this and why did you leak this? But more likely, friends, you have somebody that shouldn't be listening, and, you know, doesn't make me a happy camper, that's for darn sure. It did strengthen me, though. I mean, after this, jeez. Let's see, what have I gotten through? Sexually abused, raped as a child, sexually molested by a cop. Yeah, there's that too. And then, what else? I forgot what else there. Wait a minute. Oh, and that little thing in the casino, and then I'm just trying to go there. Oh, and before that though, my family managed a hotel. It was cool. I had my own private little room, refrigerator, built-in refrigerator. It was like being on a vacation all the time. It was really kind of cool. We worked though. We had clean rooms, pool, everything, and we managed them, and we had a lot of fun doing that. Oh, I was gonna say, you remember that? It was long before you were even a thought. It was a lot of fun and a lot of hard work, but somebody was checking me out even then. Yep, and they came to the fast food restaurant that I started at. One of my very first jobs was at, see, everybody started someplace, right? Fast food restaurant. That was what teenagers did. You wanted money for the weekend? You didn't like the allowance your parents gave you? You got a job. And I was already out of school. And I was like, I need to be a manager or something. And right away I got into administrative stuff, and I was just, I was, what, 16? I was an early starter, oh my gosh. But I had that guy who was watching me at the hotel 2-3 years later put a note underneath the little cash register that I worked at and said that he wanted me to birth his babies, and I'm a kid. That's really nice and sweet and cute for an adult, 18 and over. But as a kid, it freaks you out, man. That's not cool. It's like, wait till I'm grown up. So, my boss took care of him. My bosses always took care of me. Oh my gosh, they're like, if anybody touches you, they were always, they stood up for me. They loved me. I've always been loved by people. That's why all this weird stuff going on. It's like, because I'm a nice person. That interview I did, that one lady, what was her name? Jenna? Real pretty blonde. I like her. She's cool, right? I like everybody, and as long as they don't start screwing around with me, come on, that's a no-brainer, right? But she said, well, I'm sure you're a nice person and people want to do nice things for you. Yeah, that's pretty usual. I'm not mocking her or anything like that. It's just so weird that all this evil is in my life. Always the extreme people. We're stopping the extreme. I don't want to do it anymore. Now, I need some extreme good happening to balance out all this very extreme bad stuff. So we're talking positive, we're thinking positive, we're going forward positive, and we know that things are gonna be so much better. We're putting this madness to an end. So this is what I'm talking about. Go back to your beginning. I went back to my beginning, right? Again. I mentioned this in my books, how many times, in my videos. Go back to your beginning. What my grandmother told me, I didn't forget. Again, I remembered. And there I am, doing my beginning. And it hurts. Okay, so what else did I go through? Cancer, miscarriage, the usual, I guess. I lost my family at a young age. You've heard me. 4 people in 10 months, I think that's the count. I don't even have time to mourn. Like I said, I'll mourn later. I just got to protect my homies, my family, myself, and deal with this. I'll mourn later. I promised myself there'll be time. There'll be enough time later to mourn, but it's not now. I'm on the battlefield. I ain't gonna get distracted by this. So we're gonna deal with it. Okay, what else is going on here? Okay, so attorneys. There are a lot of great attorneys. I'm going to say it again. There are a lot of great attorneys, but wherever you have greatness, you also have evil. You know, I'm hot, I'm cold, I'm hot and cold. What's going on here? So we've been having an interesting time with attorneys. The count is that, and this is very unlikely, so this is why we know we've been caught in a funnel, and we keep getting redirected by this circle corporation group, whatever the heck it is, and they want us to use their attorneys. I don't want to use your attorneys anymore. Knock it off. They suck. They don't even know what they're doing. Okay, I know more about the law than they do. That's being investigated too, each and every one of them. Because, and we hope that they all come out clean. But something tells me, this is just too much. You know, not giving us all of our documents, lying. Oh my gosh, yeah. Very interesting stories, people. You know, and we're dealing with somebody's trying to, you know, our trademarks and stuff like that, things getting messed up, and I'm like, we have the evidence written, what we wanted exactly, and if they're so good, why'd they make so many mistakes on the application? They should have said, hey guys, this and this element don't match, and they need to, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? This was like, we had the accident. So, okay, here, we need this, do this, you pay them. You have to trust them. I ain't trusting nobody anymore. These people pull fast ones. People have accountants and everything like that. Check your money. Do it yourself. Don't let anybody have control over your money, your social media, really, because that's another way to access and snake in. Be careful. It almost happened to us, but we're like, yeah, be very careful. You know, admin, you have to be careful. I'm not saying all administrators are all people who do social media, but, you know, once you're targeted, they go after you. They won't stop. Well, we're making them stop now because they're like, oh, pull out the big, and we're dealing with them. So we're not ones to be messed around with. Doesn't matter how much money we have or don't have. We're gonna annihilate these people, not in a literal sense, all legally, because this is just way too much now. But yeah, it's just like, well, if you're such a good attorney, it's your job to not submit a really application, okay? And this was all going on in the midst of the car accidents and recovering, so, you know, they can just sneak things through. Oh, I hope that's not what's happening, but, you know, you look at everything, you look at the evidence, you look at the end result, you look at the mess, and I'm like, they're either really stupid or they're purposely doing this so they can control what is exactly our property. And I'm like, oh, you know, that's gonna stop right now. Yeah. Called up Washington. We called up, you name it. We have people on this. We have people who are like, what's happening? Let's just CC all these people and make sure that they straighten up. No, the fullest extent of the law. We are prosecuting anybody who messes with us. That's got to be it. So see, DanceWarrior. Not only just dance, I have to do this so I can dance. I have to do this and protect myself so I can be who I am. There are people trying to steal all of these beautiful things that I am. As a corporation, here, take that element, put it on this person. Remember my little charty thing? You hear them? Mm-hmm. Clunk. Guys, give it up. I feel bad for them. Kind of, sort of, you know? It's like, why do you reduce yourself or deduce yourself? What's the right term? I don't know, which, reduce? Put yourself down so low to think that you're so desperate for money that you gotta do something like that. The more they do, the more people do, the worse it's gonna go down for them. They have to stop. They will eventually. So, you know, it's pretty bad. But we're gonna put these videos up like ASAP. And guys, thank you for everybody who said, hey, I saw this person with this and that. It's a prop up, you know, corporations are like, ooh, great, take that. Hey, we just had this person go through our human resources. They don't fit what we have going on here, but let's prop them up with Noelle Rose Anderson's little this, and there you go. And shove them up on that media platform, and let's just keep listening to her and taking it and putting it. You know, why does it have to be a curse that I'm so talented? This is the curse part of it. But we're going to turn it into a blessing. These people just wanted to steal. They wanted to make money and not give it to me. Like I said before, it's a miracle I got as far as I did. Well, I could have been a lot further. And really, if you look at it, I've done a lot of great things. I'm not going to put it down. But it's like, where is my money? Okay? I had to live like this so others could live like kings and others could make a better living than me having to work so hard. That should outrage and make every hardworking American so furious that they would want to revolt. I'm not saying do that, guys. Come on. You know. Hey, I'm going to declare this. Vote for Trump. Okay? I'm saying this publicly. I bet you nobody in a million years would think I would say this, but I'm being brought here and pushed to this point. Because I'm just saying, there's some people, look, we know there's some people helping us. Bless you. We're going to name you off as soon as possible. Hang in there, homies. Okay, but there are, let me just say, I have walked away from a certain party, and that's it, until they straighten out. Because we went to certain people, and they didn't want to help, and the one person, we have it documented, and we should probably release it, the one person that said that they wanted to help from another party, they wanted us to sign away all of our rights to our privacy. And I was like, you know what, there's too much room left for interpretation, and we're in what state? My dad calls it California. I don't trust you already. Bye. Talk to the hand. Don't even. No. You go and help me in another way, because this is part of the problem. We don't need this signed document to be taken by some real nasty person. And I'm not going to say it would have happened, but we've seen it happen. A forgery, or a copy and paste onto another document, or to cover up and white out something here and put something, I mean, that's illegal, okay? It doesn't hold up in court, those documents, no matter what anybody tells you. Look, people who are listening to me, who are considered the enemy's camp, don't listen to these people up here who may have hired you or something like that. This is not legal, okay, to do whatever it is you're doing. You need to stop and save yourself in a sense, and then get on the right side of this issue and help us. You understand what I'm saying? Because this is not going to go well for anybody who's caught, okay? We have caught so many people red-handed with the evidence, like, boom, right there. It's like, it was there on screenshot, and then we took video and another screenshot, and it disappeared again. Okay, you can't get more exact than that. That's just a minor little example. Or we're talking about a conversation, we recorded it, and then it shows up somewhere. It's irrefutable. Something happened, okay? Really now. And then there's other people who are, you know, letting us know things in very interesting ways. You know, the hint drop, but done in the reverse form to help somebody. That's interesting too. You know, hey, check out this company. Oh, really now? Thank you. Because maybe another company doesn't want to get the full brunt of the blame. That's interesting. Think about that. Anyhow, there's a whole bunch of things going on, but like I said, World War III was not going to be fought with sticks and stones. Was that just some kind of thing, a pithy thing to say? Because we all thought that nuclear war was going to happen? But look, nuclear war would have been World War III. So World War III would have had to been fought with nuclear weapons, and World War IV maybe fought with sticks and stones. If you think it through, it makes more sense that way. But I never saw it that way. I said, I really don't want a nuclear war either way, but I had a feeling it wasn't going to be that way. I said, look, it's technology. That's what I think World War III is. It's a corporate techno war going on. I just don't think our leadership would let us get into a full-blown war. Not now, not on that great a scale, because I think they want to be responsible. You okay?
Yeah, I just have to plug it in something.
Do you need me to help you?
No, I'm good.
Okay. That's what I think. I could be wrong, but it seems that way to me. And if I'm right, I feel like I'm caught in the middle of this, everybody vying for territory. Well, you have territory, which is property, and in a skirmish, a physical skirmish of war, how do you do that? Well, you battle. Well, that ain't gonna happen here in this country, so another way of doing it is buying out property. With corporations somehow, buying out property. That's territory. Putting their people in apartment buildings and homes really cheap, and that becomes a bartering tool in a sense. And if it's done with goodness in people's hearts and it's done legally, then good, but what if it's not? What if all of your neighbors are your enemies from an enemy corporation? Again?
Yeah, was that 6 or 7 now?
I should make a dance to helicopter noises. Interpretive. Oh, I've got a gesture. I'll be nice. So anyway, what if? That's an interesting premise. What if all the neighbors were corporate people to stake out? We know for a fact we caught a couple people doing that already on video. I thought, hello? It was on accident too. It's like, Mom, you look so pretty. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And, catching things over my shoulder, people, I'm like, did you see that? Hi. What are they doing? And then just a week or two later, a car accident right out in front happening to somebody who lives in that unit. Was that a hint across the bow saying, you screwed up, you stupid? I mean, you gotta think. Gotta wonder about that. Oh, did I tell you about that one? And he heard it. I was like, I don't want to go out there. I don't care anymore. I usually go out and help save the day, and whoever's injured, I'm on the phone saying, somebody's hurt, come get them. And I try to help. I was like, I'm kind of done. Florence Nightingale, I'm done. So he went out there, and the guy who had a baby, he's like, you saw what happened. You saw what happened. But this is a dream I had. And I shared it, and of course, because we were being eavesdropped upon, and they made it happen. It was like it was a script. They transcribed my private conversation of my dream, me telling my dream. I have really intense, beautiful dreams sometimes. That wasn't so beautiful, but it was somebody going home, and how we walk in the evening. We would go get like a midnight cappuccino or something like that at the nearby coffee shop, and we'd walk. It's a nice way to cool down after we'd have like dance class or exercise class, and we would always pass each other. One was in the car, we were on foot, and sometimes we would, wave if we saw and recognize, just say hi, just to let them know, hey, we're not your enemy, it's cool, and thank you for class. If we didn't say anything, at least that was our intention. And then I had a dream one night that we were leaving, and there's this weird place where there's this triangular, something like this, an island. It's like you could go straight, or you could go this way to make a right turn. So you couldn't make a right turn around the corner. You had to go on the other side of this island and you yield to traffic while you're heading